Hi, welcome to my connected theme unit lesson plan here. I did mine on SpiderScribe, so we're going to be moving around a little bit, so just bear with me. So in the center of my SpiderScribe, I have the theme or the connector, and my theme I picked for this is color. And I did it around grade 3 for third graders. So now we are broken into each section. So we have drama, language arts, social studies, math, science, music, and then art. And they were all done by me. So here we are going to take a little dive into my SpiderScribe, my thematic color unit. So here, first off, we're going to start with art. And for the art aspect of my lesson, we are going to be doing an activity called Color Your Feelings. For this activity, we will use the poem that we created, and we will be drawing how that poem makes us feel and how our favorite color makes us feel. So we do the poem in language arts, but for the arts aspect, we are going to draw what our favorite color makes us feel like. So say my favorite color is yellow in the sun and that makes me happy. Then they will draw a picture that symbolizes that. So here for our first exposure, I'll show the students what my favorite color is and how it makes me feel through drawings and all that. And then the second exposure, they will actually be doing their own art and they will be creating their own picture and how it makes them feel. And then the third exposure is them sharing it with classmates, the teacher. They can hang it on the wall, they can present them, just kind of however it makes them feel. That's what our big idea is. So then we have 3 standards here. This just kind of is a breakdown of what each activity is. So for the color your feelings, this is our standard. So it's basically just creating a personal artwork using a variety of artistic processes. And then for our exposure, basically create a work of art that is motivating by personal observations and surroundings. So that's our art aspect of our thematic color unit. Let's move into drama now. This one is kind of my favorite unit, I would say, as of right now. So for drama, the first one is our many colored days. I'll introduce the book to the class by having them each wear their favorite color of shirt to school that day. And then this will lead us into our discussion of how certain colors make us feel and how each person has a different color and just really how that color explains why that person likes it. So that'll be our introduction. And then for our second exposure, I'll have the students sit around the carpet area and read the book along with me as a shared reading activity. So we will all be reading our many colored days together around the circle. This way they're listening to me and reading it as well, so they're understanding it more. For our third exposure, this is our final step, and the students will be creating their own poems and they will be kind of acting them out. So they will be reading the poem in front of the class, but they won't exactly say, my favorite color is. They'll say, my favorite color makes me feel happy and warm. This color may also be seen outside. This color represents the sun. So they'll have clues leading up to what their favorite color actually is, and then the class will say, oh, it's yellow. So here I have a couple other standards. We have a couple theater standards here, just relating personal experiences when participating in dramatic or thematic work, making connections with the community and culture outside, and participating in activities or exercises that incorporate physical, vocal, cognitive expression, all of that. So the drama unit kind of ties into the language arts unit because in language arts we'll actually be creating the poem, actually writing it in language arts class, and that's where we'll perfect the poem. We'll do all of our grammar techniques and basically get it to a perfect poem so then we can do more things with it. This basically lesson is just called Why This Color, why it makes you feel that way. I want them to kind of use their own opinion for this piece and text. I think that's really powerful to use that. So when we move down to social studies, the lesson is called Colors Around the World. So we know what colors mean in our culture and in our country, but colors mean a different thing in different cultures. So for this activity, I really want to focus on what colors mean in Chinese culture. And I want the class to understand how different some of the colors are in the Chinese culture than they are in our culture here. So we will be using this website down here. It explains what the colors mean in that language or in that culture, and gives a little definition of why they mean that or how people in the Chinese culture use those colors. It's kind of interesting because some of the colors that we see, like black for instance, means, mourning, we wear that to funerals. In Chinese culture, they wear white as a symbol of life and purity. So here are a couple history standards too that we're going to connect with it. Analyze a community's culture and history, and then compare information provided by different primary and secondary historical sources about the past. So I'm really excited about the social studies aspect of this too, because I feel like it ties into different cultures and just kind of gives the students a good outline of different cultures mixing with our culture. And then we move on to our math concept for this unit is probably what color. So I was thinking what math games or what math techniques would be easiest to learn about color and all that stuff. So for this lesson, we're going to do probability. So we're going to throw all of our favorite colors in a hat. We might have a couple more, two of the same color, whatever. That is fine. But then we're going to do the probability of us drawing each color and how many times we'll draw the color red out of 25 turns, or how many times we'll draw the color yellow out of 25 turns. And then we are going to put that all in a table, and that's going to symbolize kind of our final end result. So our content standard for that is draw a scaled picture graph and a bar graph to represent the data that we saw. So that's kind of what we're going to do for our math. And then we're going to go over here to science. Some people don't ever understand the reasoning behind science and whatever that is. So here we're going to do reasoning behind the color. The students become familiar with how each color makes people feel and why that certain color makes people feel that way. It's kind of scientific, research studied topic, but I think it's going to give the students a great understanding of, oh, yellow makes me feel happy because it triggers this in the body, or it triggers this in my brain. So our content standard for that is just use evidence and reasoning to support the explanation that the traits influenced by the environment. Because everything in science is kind of influenced by the environment and how that works with the human. So for our last content area is music. And for our music activity, we're going to do Light Up the Room. So it's going to be a flashlight choreography dance for the class. Their first exposure will be them watching me demonstrate some of the moves and demonstrate how the flashlight dance is going to go. And then I'm going to turn them loose. So the second exposure is all them. They will be leading the class in it. They will be showing the class how to do the flashlight dance. So that's a great aspect for them to learn how to teach students and everything. And then the third exposure, they will be breaking off and they will be creating their own flashlight dance to a song of their own choice. And that's awesome to give them some choice in what they actually want to do. And then here's the song title. We're going to do the group song is going to be Call Me Maybe. I feel like that has a lot of different rhythm beats and everything that we can add to it. And then here are some of the content standards. Present the final version of a personal created music to others. And then we're going to do different stimulus like music, sound, text, objects for movement. And then here is just the link here is the choreography for the flashlight dance. I'm going to give them a set of choreography moves for the first 2 exposures, and then the 3rd exposure they will be creating their own flashlight choreography dance. So that is a little rundown of my color thematic lesson plan unit. If you I really hope I have the chance to do this someday in my future classroom. I feel like this is just going to give the students a really good background of the different aspects of color and how it can be integrated into each different content area. So thanks for watching.